Hi there, I'm Jack Van Ryn, Mayor of the Town of Coaldale. I will be giving you a council brief from our regular council meeting that was held Monday, July 11th, 2022. And the first item of business came up under agenda item 4.1 regarding the LGBTQ2S plus inclusivity action plan. And that was presented by our CAO, Kaylin Hastings. And the purpose was to present council with a three-pronged action plan that reflects the town's commitment to advancing the principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion by making sure that all persons, including racialized persons, persons of color, women, indigenous persons, persons with disabilities, LGBTQ2S plus persons, and others feel welcome in our community. So we agreed on a three-prong action plan, and the first prong of this plan consists of reviewing both the town's health and safety manual that was last updated June of 2020 and recently updated employee handbook that was last updated November 2021. Specifically, the Act provides protection from discrimination in certain areas, including employment practices, employment applications, or advertisements, facilities made available to the public, and membership in unions under the following grounds: race, religious beliefs, color, gender identity, gender expression, physical disability, mental disability, age, ancestry, place of origin, marital status, source of income, family status, and sexual orientation. The second prong of this plan consists of updating the town's employment opportunities webpage so that it clearly communicates that the town is an equal opportunity employer that welcomes job applications from all persons, regardless of their race, religious beliefs, color, gender identity, gender expression, physical disabilities, mental disabilities, age, ancestry, place of origin, marital status, source of income, family status, or sexual orientation. A statement acknowledging the town's commitment to these principles will be made on all future job advertisements as well as on the town's website. Finally, the third prong of this plan consists of installing signage at town facilities and buildings that identifies them as LGBTQ2S plus friendly spaces, where all persons are welcome and where discrimination and bullying are prohibited. So after a discussion presented again by our CAO, Kaylin Hastings, Council passed a motion that Council adopt a proposed three-prong inclusivity action plan as presented. So I'm very happy that that was passed at our council meeting. Our next item was our council communication strategy, and this particular staff report served as an operational action focused follow-up to the council communication strategy that was adopted in April of 2022. Contained within this report is a series of initiatives designed to help bring Council's goal of providing clear, consistent, and meaningful information and engagement to residents as a reality. So from the communications plan, we adopted at our council meeting the following pillars: to communicate early and more often, provide clear, consistent, and meaningful information, engage our community sooner in the decision-making process, provide more opportunities to listen and provide meaningful input, and help keep our small town feel. So as part of the communication strategy, one thing that we agreed to do at our council meeting was that we are going to get a subscription to every household in Coaldale for what we call a blanket edition of the Sunday South News. So every resident in Coaldale will be getting the local paper. And the main reason for that is that there are quite a few people that are not on the internet. They don't have access to the Town of Coaldale's website, nor do they care to go on the internet to look for information items. Because currently right now we use social media for lots of our programming, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, and normally depending on what we need to get out to the residents, we have been paying for blanket coverage every 2 to 3 months, where the town can put their own information in, and we get it to every resident, every household in Coaldale. So now with this new communication plan, everyone will have a subscription to the Sunny South News, and that's going to be a pilot project for the remainder of 2022. We also are going to enhance our community event calendar. So it's a twofold plan for events already happening in the community, to plan for and identify opportunities for in-person presence from council and administration, and we'll plan 3 months in advance using an internal calendar of key events for council or staff members participation to enhance and coordinate our presence and strengthen ties to our community. Many of council and myself, we already do that. I thoroughly enjoy going to community events, and I do my best to attend all of them. And then also, as part of this, to prevent the same personnel from attending each event, we will utilize the divide and conquer approach, with different staff and council can sign up for these events as a way to be approachable and provide strong corporate presence. So it's not only meant for members of council, but it's also meant for members of our administration team and town staff. I think it's important for them to participate in community events and have a presence there. Although major strides have already been made in this area since the pandemic, this simply formalizes and refines the current practice further. The other item is to create and formalize and commit to hosting town events on an annual basis and be consistent with hosting such events on an annual basis, thereby creating predictable expectations. This would include, but would not certainly not be limited to, the Christmas Family Skate, Summerfest, Family Fest, Remembrance Day, Canada Day, the mass registration barbecue in September, and other events. And we are going to be asking our residents if there's any other events that they want the town of Coaldale to host. We will also incorporate an annual citizen satisfaction survey. Distributing an annual citizen survey in either June or September of each year may serve as a useful planning tool for both council and administration, providing ample opportunity to ask questions about town services, facilities, and finances. Also, besides Facebook, like I mentioned earlier, we also have Instagram, and we're going to, we already have that up and running, but we're going to enhance it. And it's a low cost, potentially high reward proposition. The town could, as part of the utilization of Instagram, give away prizes for the best photos, and also publish and give photo credits to those members of the community making photo submissions about the town's infrastructure, facilities, or events. And we're going to further enhance that with contests, whether it be send us a picture of your family pet and so forth. Also, we are going to be hosting a quarterly departmental and council coffee at a local establishment. So once per quarter, a representative from council along with featured town department can set up at a local establishment to allow residents the opportunity to meet them and dialogue about issues related to that department. This is the way to support local business, but also improve visibility and approachability. So I'm looking forward to whether it be at one of the coffee shops, or on a nice day we can set it up at one of the parks, meeting with the Parks Department, for an example, and local residents can come have a conversation about what things we're doing great with and how we can improve on other things. So I'm looking forward to that taking place as well. Then under agenda item 4.3, we had our CFO, Kyle Beauchamp, Chief Financial Officer and Deputy CEO, along with members of Hillcrest Financial, give a staff report regarding council remuneration review. So as it stands now, town council hasn't had a increase in remuneration in over 10 years. And one of the items that was discussed that the federal government took away part of, there was a 1/3 tax credit for elected officials, and the federal government took that away. And as part of that, Hillcrest did a review on the entire process that includes per diems, travel expenses, technology allowance, professional development. And so as part of a discussion we had last night, we asked administration to come back to our last council meeting. It's a special council meeting that we're having on July 25th. And they'll update us with some more options regarding council remuneration. Then under agenda item 4.4, we finalized the land acknowledgement protocol, and pursuant to our previous council resolution, we adopted a land acknowledgement statement. And the purpose of the report given last night was to seek further direction from council on how they wish to incorporate this statement into their ceremonial protocols moving forward. So we decided and voted unanimously last night as part of the land acknowledgement that one of the first things that we're going to be doing on the live stream videos, there's a waiting slide prior to the council meeting starting. So we will have the land acknowledgement on that. And at the beginning of every council meeting, myself or the deputy mayor will read the land acknowledgement out loud. And that'll take place at our regular and special council meetings. We will also include the land acknowledgement statement on the town website. And also we will read the land acknowledgement statement prior to the start of town events, where the town is both the host and the master of ceremonies, whether it be a ground-breaking ceremony or a grand opening event. We will be reading the land acknowledgement. And also for members of council, on our signature line, we will also have the land acknowledgement on the bottom of our emails. And I'm very pleased that that was passed unanimously last night. Then under new business, agenda item 8.1, we have the West Coaldale Transportation and Connectivity Study given to us. And we had members of MPE Engineering involved. They did the report for us. And basically they gave us an update on three areas along the Highway 3 corridor that include Highway 845 and Highway 3, also the McDonald's intersection, and also Highway 3 and 30th Street intersection by Boss Sod. So as it stands now, Highway 845, Highway 3, there's no additional assessments completed for this intersection and no upgrades at this point. We're still waiting for Alberta Transportation. We're working with them on making some adjustments to the signal lights. One thing that I'm looking for, and I've been asked about many times, and that is to have turning signals for vehicles going left, when they're approaching from the north side of Highway 3, and because we can have long lineups of semis waiting to turn east, and a turning arrow would help that significantly. Regarding the McDonald's intersection, Highway 3, we are going to be putting in a above grade pedestrian crossing. And so on the east side of the intersection, we will put a signalized crossing for pedestrians to cross Highway 3, all 4 lanes. Also, we're going to cross the CP rail track, and there will be crossing arms for pedestrians crossing there. And then we're going to have a pathway that goes through a piece of property that the town of Coaldale purchased along those acreages that will connect to the road and pathway that will take you to the new rec center and high school. And the cost estimate for that project is around $1,094,000. And There is also some discussion regarding a future roundabout by the Fast Gas McDonald's intersection. And the report is very well done. It's quite lengthy. So I'm going to have the link in the comment section for you to click on, and that'll take you to the West Coldell Transportation Study. So I encourage everyone to take a look at that. And then at the Boss Sod intersection, or 30th Street, as Coldell grows to the west, we will be doing an at-grade crossing there as well. And then at some point in the future, we are going to be looking into a pedestrian overpass. And as it stands now, to have a barrier-free pedestrian overpass, it's going to be quite expensive. And we don't feel it's necessary at this point, but we are going to be proceeding with that in the future. And in the meantime, we will be looking at granting opportunities to help us pay for that structure. So again, I'll post a link and then you can review it yourself. Then under agenda item 8.2, we had our CFO once again present on the 2021 annual report. And this report is a comprehensive document that highlights the financial results and fiscal state of the town of Coldell in a clear, transparent manner for town of Coldell stakeholders. Recently, the town of Coldell was awarded the Canadian Award for Financial Reporting from the Government of Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada for our 2020 annual report. We have submitted the 2021 annual report for the same financial reporting, in which we believe the report meets the required standards. So it's a very in-depth document, once again, very well done. And I want to thank our CFO, Kyle, and his team for putting that very impressive document together. Then we had a report from our Coldell and District Emergency Services quarter report, and that was presented by our Director of Protective Services and Deputy CEO Kevin McEwen, and our Manager of Community Policing, Mark Anderson. And again, I'm going to have the link for that in the comment section. There is so much information there, and it's very, very interesting. So I strongly encourage everyone to take a look at that because if you want to keep up with what's going on with the fire department, also our community peace officer program, and the statistics that we have in there that was presented last night, it's, like I said, it's very interesting. So I strongly encourage you to review that. Then we had agenda item 9.2. It was a staff report put together by our Manager of Infrastructure, Dustin Yankee. And he basically gave us an update on several capital projects that are taking place in Coldell. And again, it's a PowerPoint presentation, and I have the slides as part of the staff report. And he gave us updates on the Civic Square, the new mountain bike park. And to talk about the mountain bike park for a moment, the Cola Kinsman just recently completed a picnic shelter or gazebo on site there. We have all the permanent signage installed, and the Pathways project that connects both ends of the bike park is completed now. So if you follow that pathway that goes on the south side of Coldell heading east, you cross 8th Street and you continue on, and then it cuts down through the mountain bike park that connects back with Main Street, and there's the pathway continues that way. And the next one was the wastewater treatment upgrades, and that project is to be completed in September, and it's a $12.5 million project, and we've spent $8.1 million to date. The Civic Square on Main Street, you'll see that that building's coming along quite nicely, and they tell us it's going to be ready by late September or early October, so we're looking forward to that. Dustin also gave us an update on the Civic Square outdoor space. We have an online survey right now with what's going on in the back and what's proposed. And it's important that residents give us their input on that. So please check out the Town of Coldale website so you can take that short survey. And then the pathways I spoke about. And then also the Malloy 2B project. So just south of the Cottonwood Drainage Pond, the Town of Coldale purchased some land where we're going to put in a storm pond. And that storm pond is going to collect all the overland flooding that occurs during large rain events. And we're going to collect it there. And that's going to be interconnected with the Cottonwood Pond. And then from there, it's going to be pumped over to the water reservoirs that we used to use over by the quads. And then during large rain events, we need some place to put all this water because we're required by Alberta environment to contain our own surface drainage. So we can put the water into the water reservoirs. And then once the rain event is over, we can release into the SMRD canal system. So again, I'll have that posted on in my comment section. Again, very interesting. The staff do excellent jobs on these reports, so please take the time to take a look at them. Then we had a Councillor Avery give us an update on the Municipal Planning Commission. And then we dealt with correspondence from Alberta Health Services regarding our ambulance service in Coldale, where we want to take that back from Alberta Health Services and look after ourselves and then contract to Alberta Health Services like we used to do prior to them taking it over. Then we had a letter from Duncan Lloyd and Blair Hurt regarding Fairway Drive and Land O'Lakes Golf Course regarding golf carts. And we have a meeting scheduled with residents for this Thursday at 6 p.m. at Land O'Lakes in the restaurant. Anyone's welcome to come to that. We're going to have members of council, myself, our CAO, and our Director of Community Policing, Mark Anderson, and hopefully we're going to be able to have our Staff Sergeant from the RCMP, Mike Newman. So that's it for the meeting that we had. And as always, please do me a big favor and share this video on your social media. It's important to get the message out. I would appreciate it if you like it. And also subscribe. And then if you see me on the street and if you have any follow-up questions, please stop me and have a discussion. I'll have my contact information at the end of this video, my phone number, my email, and I'm always available. Give me a call and we'll talk about anything and everything. So once again, thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you on the street. Take care.